Have you ever felt like you don't belong on this planet, like you're from somewhere else? I know that you feel a deep longing for a home that's not of this world, but the truth is, you're not alone. More and more people are beginning to feel like they come from another place, another planet, or even another galaxy, just somewhere else. And it's not just a vague sense of otherness, it's a deep knowing that they are part of something much larger than their individual earthly selves. The question is, why? Why do you and so many others feel that way, and why now? And most importantly, if you're not from Earth, how can you know where you are really from? That's exactly what we're going to answer right now. First, make sure you like and subscribe because I'll be making more videos about unlocking your true nature and methods for transforming the world. Now, this feeling is not just a figment of the imagination. It's a sign that something new is coming, that people are waking up to a new level of awareness and consciousness. The feeling that you're not from here is rising because the control systems of the old world are collapsing all around us. What has limited human consciousness is being stripped away. Plato famously believed that all knowledge is actually remembering, and the ancient Gnostics believed that the earth was created to limit our consciousness and keep us in a sleepwalking state, completely unaware of what we truly are. Now, ask yourself, what are the major systems that limit human consciousness now? There are three: mainstream religion, scientific materialism, and capitalism. Let me explain. Religion strips you of your divinity by ripping God out of you and placing it in an external being that you must worship. And it strips you of your purpose by making your life about serving that God. Now, scientific materialism, the belief that reality is just matter, also strips you of your divinity and purpose by telling you that you're nothing more than a random collection of material atoms destined to decay in the dirt, and that you're a meaningless speck on an insignificant planet that just doesn't matter. Capitalism strips you of your divinity and purpose by reducing you to nothing more than a number, a functionary, a cog in a machine. Your worth and value is only determined by how much you can produce and consume. Religion has limited human consciousness by turning its attention to a god in the sky rather than themselves. Scientific materialism has limited human consciousness by spreading the lie that this is a material universe and shielding humanity from the truth that they are eternal beings of energy. Capitalism limits human consciousness by distracting the masses, keeping them in a constant rat race to produce and consume. A tired, overworked humanity distracted by empty entertainment does not have the time to look within and discover their true selves. All these systems work hand in hand to limit and control you, but they've failed. They're crumbling, and everyone knows it. Their death knell is tolling. All these structures in the world that were once thought to serve us are broken. They're flawed, and they're now collapsing. Religion brings war, not peace. It sows division, not unity. It spreads darkness, not divinity. Scientific materialism, while it's very pragmatically useful, explains nothing about the true nature of reality. Scientific materialism has failed to explain the discoveries of quantum mechanics and the nature of consciousness. It's an old, tired system for a bygone era. Reality is energy, frequency, and mind, not matter. Capitalism once sold us on the idea of freedom, but now brings nothing but bondage. Religion doesn't bring us closer to God, scientific materialism fails to explain existence, and capitalism does not free us. These systems have had their time, but now they're over. All that's left is their death rattle. Now, as these systems collapse, their control over the population is weakening, and humanity is finally beginning to realize what they are. So what is the truth that these systems have been preventing humanity from realizing? The truth is that you are not just a physical body, but an eternal and infinite mind, a being of pure energy, frequency that exists beyond the material world. You are a part of the source that generated and sustains everything in existence. You matter. You are not from Earth, but from the immaterial mental domain of the source. You are an eternal being of mind, not material atoms, and you're having a human experience. Now, this can cause you to experience a sense of disconnection from this world, like you don't fit in, that your true home is somewhere else. That's because as an eternal mind, you're used to existing in a state of pure awareness, without the limitations of the physical body and the material world. A human body can feel uncomfortable, like clothes that are too tight. Our sense of disconnection from the material world is actually a sense of our true nature. As the world becomes more chaotic and unpredictable, as the old systems crumble, people are beginning to look within and to each other. The shift is not just happening on an individual level, we're also seeing a collective shift in consciousness as people begin to question the old systems that kept us fragmented, fighting, and divided. This is reflected in the growing interest in environmentalism, social justice, and human rights as people recognize the interconnectedness of all life and the need to create a more just, caring, sustainable, and united world. Now, you are from the source. You might not be from Earth, but you are here for a reason. You are here to help create a new Earth. This is our true purpose. See, the old world is dying, but the new world, it hasn't been established yet. So we're going through this transition, and this transitory period, it's a collective dark night of the soul. It's difficult. We're currently living in a time of profound transformation and evolution. But like birth pains, the new world can be a painful process. It can be a very confusing process because what has yet to come has not been established yet. People don't know what's to come. But this is a unique opportunity for the present generation of human beings to explore their true potential and discover themselves in a new light. Through a process of testing, learning, and expanding, we're all feeling and perceiving the shift in our minds, bodies, emotions, sense of self, heart, soul, reason, and intuition. These changes, now they're not limited to any particular region or group of people, but it's happening globally. The reason why we're experiencing this shift is because the existing systems are no longer serving us. With the achievement of technology, AI, virtual reality, the internet, social media, and various other tools that connect us, we're witnessing a rapid pace of change. Each person's transformation has a ripple effect on the collective consciousness because of how fast information can be transmitted. This is transmitted throughout the world. Even by watching this video, you're amplifying this message and contributing to this collective shift. We must recognize that what is happening globally is also happening within us. As we all reflect each other, we can collectively work towards creating a better world for ourselves and future generations. We are here to create a new beginning, a new earth, a new consciousness, a new world, and a new humanity. We need to guide humanity through this frightening collective dark night of the soul. But there is a threat. As the old world is dying, it wants to take the rest of the world down with it. And you can see this everywhere through people who are stripping away rights and oppressing marginalized groups. We are the force of change that will bring a new consciousness and establish a new earth. There is a tension across the earth as the old systems fade, but the new has yet to be established. It's up to us to be the community of gods and co-creators of a new world and establish those new systems. There's no one coming to save us. We are our own saviors. We are the second coming of Christ and the true light of the world. We must recognize that the old structures of religion, scientific materialism, and capitalism are no longer serving us. The philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche said, "That which is falling deserves to be pushed." You can't use old systems in a new world. We're entering a new age, a new eon, and it's essential that we adopt new systems that uplift and empower us. Just like we've replaced typewriters and parchment with computers and advanced technologies, we also must let go of the outdated systems of the past. The old structures of reality, scientific materialism, old religion, and capitalism, they're all limiting us in the world at large. We have the opportunity right now to embrace new ways of thinking, being, and creating that will lead to a more fulfilling and sustainable future. So what are these new systems? Mainstream religion, which divides us and strips us of our divinity, must be replaced by a new consciousness which embraces our divinity and transforms and unites us. Scientific materialism, which has failed and cannot explain reality, must be replaced by a scientific idealism. Scientific idealism is a new way of understanding reality that allows us to see the world in terms of frequency and energy rather than physical matter. It recognizes that the universe is fundamentally mathematical, not physical, and that everything can be formally understood in terms of mathematical relationships. This approach to reality reveals that the world is not material, but mental, and that we're beings of mathematical frequency, and our consciousness is intimately connected to the frequency and energy of the universe. This view of reality has profound implications for how we live our lives and interact with the world around us, because by recognizing that the universe is fundamentally connected and that everything is ultimately made up of the same underlying mathematical principles, we can cultivate a deeper sense of harmony and unity within ourselves and the world around us. As we continue to embrace this new understanding of reality, we can begin to unlock the true potential of the universe and our own consciousness. By letting go of the limited view of scientific materialism and embracing the more expansive understanding of scientific idealism, we can tap into the limitless possibilities of the universe and transform ourselves and the world around us. Now, capitalism has led to a world where many individuals are stuck in dead-end jobs that strip away their purpose and creativity. It's a system that values money as the ultimate goal rather than the well-being of individuals and society as a whole. It's insane. We need a new system that prioritizes purpose, meaning, and human connection. This system is known as teleocracy, which comes from the Greek word telos, meaning purpose or goal. In a teleocracy, society is purpose-driven, with a focus on increasing the quality of life of every individual and the collective as a whole. That's the goal. In teleocracy, money is not the goal, but rather a means to an end. The goal is the people themselves, their well-being, their potential for growth and actualization. The focus is on human connection, care, and quality of life, rather than products and profit. In a teleocracy, every individual has purpose and is empowered to pursue it. This empowers people to create and innovate, leading to a society that is constantly evolving and improving. Rather than being slaves to a dead-end job, individuals are encouraged to pursue their passions and contribute to society in meaningful ways by becoming their best selves. It's a system that puts people at the center and empowers them to pursue their potential, leading to a more connected, fulfilled, and thriving society. You can see that while all of the three old systems work together to limit you, these three new systems work together to empower all of us. It creates an interconnected world focused on collective unity and individual growth within a thriving society. It's time for a new consciousness, a new science, and a new society. So, how can you know where you're really from? Well, the answer is simple: by looking within. With these old systems gone, as you cultivate a new consciousness by going beyond limitations and exploring your mind, you'll become intuitively connected to your eternal origins, the eternal source, what we truly are. But we can also have a rational understanding through a new science, scientific idealism, which allows us to rationally and mathematically understand our origin and the origin of the universe, because they're one and the same. And teleocracy allows us to feel our purpose for being here on Earth. We can intuitively and rationally know where we're from and create a new world according to that knowledge. But there is a new danger growing. Don't fall into the trap of New Age systems and false spirituality that promotes the idea of escaping. Gods don't run away. Gods transform and create. Focusing on trying to escape the material world is missing the point entirely. We came to this planet for a reason: to make positive impact, to improve the world, and to elevate our consciousness in the process. It's important to recognize that these New Age systems and ways of thinking can become dangerous limitations, restricting our potential and limiting our consciousness. By rejecting the world, we're actually damaging the very planet that we're here to transform. We embrace our roles as creators and gods and work towards building a better world rather than running away from it. Let's use our gifts and talents to make a positive impact in the world, and in doing so, we'll fulfill our purpose and bring about a new era of consciousness and awareness on this planet. The critical thing to understand is this: I know that you feel like you aren't from here, and I know that you feel like you have a deep sense of purpose. We are eternal beings of mind that originate from the source. We aren't just our bodies. We aren't just humans. You're not from Earth, but that doesn't mean that you don't belong here. You're here for a reason, with a deep sense of purpose that drives you to create and build something meaningful. You have unique talents and perspectives that can be used to transform the world. There is a new energy emerging on this planet. We are that new energy. As a creator, you have the power to shape the world around you. By working together, we can build a world that's more just, more sustainable, and more compassionate. Now, if you feel like that you're not from here, know that you're not alone. You're part of a growing movement of creators and changemakers who are ushering in a new world. Embrace your unique perspective and talents and use them to create something beautiful and meaningful in the world. Together, we can make a difference and build a better future for all of us. By our will, it will be done. Like and subscribe so we can spread this information. And if you appreciate my work, consider supporting on Patreon. It helps out a lot. You get access to secret videos. You can also support by hitting the join button on YouTube right below this video.